Hello everyone, and good evening, and thank you for joining this call. I'm Ashish. I'm a I volunteer for Daan Utsav, and I'm also co-founder of an organization called Shikshar. And the agenda for today is talk about how NGOs can celebrate Daan Utsav and amplify their impact, create bigger networks, leverage the festival as an opportunity as well. Um, so before we do that, I'll quickly share a video that we all can watch. Is the screen visible? Yes, I think.
रूठे हुए कोनों में छिपे से खिलौनों में भूली हुई यादें बंद पड़ी है ढेर सारी खुशियों की अलमारी तालों में है बेचारी खोलो दिलदार होके करो आज तैयारी बांटते हैं हम जो खुशी मिल जाती है वापस वही सौदा बड़ा है ये अजीब देखे ना कोई हुआ गरीब दानोत्सव प्यार का उत्सव है ये जी दानोत्सव दिल से तुम देके देखो जी दानोत्सव प्यार का उत्सव है ये जी दानोत्सव दिल से तुम देके देखो जी सुने सुने चेहरों को भोली मुस्कान दे कल की पिटारियों से आशा का सामान दे राज सारे खुशियों के मिलते हैं खोने में देख ले आज तू भी खुशी कितनी देने में दानोत्सव प्यार का उत्सव है ये जी दानोत्सव दिल से तुम देके देखो जी दानोत्सव प्यार का उत्सव है ये जी दानोत्सव दिल से तुम देके देखो जी दानोत्सव
So this this is a video that another group of volunteers from Mumbai they prepared this. And as you can see in the video, people are doing acts of giving, and the idea is that uh, the joy, the khushi that you get by doing an act of giving. And so in back in 2008, 2009, group of people came together and kind of brainstormed and discussed that how can we promote a culture of giving. India, in general, we have a culture of giving on a daily basis, but how do we promote it? How do we celebrate it as a festival? And hence, this festival of giving that is now called as Daan Utsav was started. It happens every year from October 2nd to October 8th, where people do acts of giving. That gives them joy. It could be anything. It could be spreading kindness. It could be donating money. It could be spending time. It could be sharing skills or just expressing gratitude. But people from all walks of life do acts of giving. That gives them the joy. So a dentist could conduct a free of cost dental checkup for the underprivileged, or a college youth group could conduct a game show or spend time in an orphanage, or a corporate could invite its employees to volunteer for a cause, or a corporate could also ask people to donate material for a cause, or, or people could simply do an act of giving by making a donation. So that's what Daan Utsav is, and interestingly, it is not a organization; it's a festival. So there is no legal entity that is called Daan Utsav, and uh, it's a festival like all other festivals like Diwali, Dashera, Onam, uh, Eid, Christmas. Nobody tells you how do you celebrate your festival. You celebrate it the way you like, and the way it is done in your space. So over the years, lots of organizations have leveraged this festival as an opportunity to embrace their spirit of service, to express gratitude to supporters, friends, to mobilize resources, to strengthen their relationship, stakeholders, partners, the communities they work in, to simply highlight or showcase the accomplishments broadly, to uh, reinforce their commitment to the social responsibility, and also to build networks. I mean, get more volunteers, get donors, get partnerships. So this is why different NGOs in the past 17 years have been celebrating. They all of have done had different reasons, and what we are going to do is I'm going to share some examples of what uh, themes people would have pursued in the past. And if you have any queries, you can feel free to put it in the chat. We'll be happy to answer it towards the end of the call. I'm there. There is Bhumi team, Pralathan, Suchitra. Will be happy to answer any questions. So some approaches that NGOs have took to leverage this festival, to celebrate this festival, has been, first of all, simply connecting to donors, reaching out to their donors, to do fundraising, crowdfunding activities, to host volunteering drives, to express gratitude to donors, to partners, to collect materials. If there's an existing event happening, to participate in that, to partner with government. There are organizations who partner with the government and then celebrate it together. And last one, and that is something my favorite. I mean, the stakeholders or people whom we serve, the beneficiaries. I don't prefer to use that word, but yeah. So how can they do an act of giving? So, an educational not-for-profit, which works with children. Most of the children would be the receivers, the beneficiaries. But what if during the week they can be the givers? So NGOs have explored different approaches, and I'm going to share a few examples of how creative it can get. So this is one very old example that a lot of organizations, individuals have pursued. Wish tree. It's similar to a Christmas tree. You get it printed or put up a real tree in a space which has a lot of public movement. So it could be a pub shopping mall, it could be a corporate office, it could be a restaurant, it could be a college, anything you place that. There are wishes that are there on the tree, and people can simply come and choose to fulfill a wish. So there would be a QR code or a link, and they can make a donation. So let's say a organization working with, again, working with health, on healthcare, can say that, okay, sponsor medicines, sponsor, let's say, a basic diagnostic, or sponsor the cost of this critical care patient, and people can choose to donate for that cost. So you put up wishes and people donate. So this is something that a lot of NGOs, a lot of individuals, college groups have used in the past. Then a very uniform one, majorly done, is material donation. We all know about Goonj, which does material collection, and then Cloth for Work program. They also use it for disasters. So like Goonj, there have been other organizations who have been simply collecting materials for their causes, and it's done in any public. It could be done in a government office, it could be done in a corporate office, in an apartment, where where all the people living in an apartment are donating material, and it could be anything. I mean, if I have to do it, I work with children, so I would maybe do a material donation for collecting storybooks and toys for the children we work with. Somebody is doing it for clothes. So material donation is something that a lot of civil society organizations have leveraged in the past. This is a very interesting example of awareness creating sensitization towards an issue. So, in 2011-12, a group of organizations working together with uh, the homeless people who sleep in the open, who live in the open, who don't have any identity, they decided to do a unique campaign. And the idea was to sensitize people towards the plight of the homeless. What does homelessness means, and how can we support them? So they came up with the idea called Under the Stars. It was done in 23 cities, and idea was very simple. You spend one night in the open. You come at 10 p.m., leave at 5 or 6 a.m., talk to a homeless person, have a chai, have a tea, maybe have dinner, spend some time with them, hear their stories. So everybody who participated in that event would be a potential volunteer, would be a potential donor or an ambassador of the cause. So awareness, a very unique way of doing awareness, right? I mean, they could have simply picked up placards and done it, but it was a very experiential. So a lot of NGOs have been doing that. Leveraging public spaces, shopping malls, restaurants, offices, putting up NGO booths, reaching out to people, setting up a what do you call standee, seeking donations, seeking volunteers is something that has been tried a lot of places across India over the years. Another very powerful activity that where which involves a lot of people doing act of giving is fistful of rice. One fist of rice every day. Children, let's say in schools, children bring one fistful of rice every day. The whole school collects that rice and then you donate it to somebody who needs it. It has been done across India by different organizations. But this is one example that we are sharing where 3,000 school children collected 6,500 kgs and big basket uh, collaborated on that, and it was distributed to 8 NGOs in Bangalore. Another example, volunteering. Uh, you can host volunteers. A lot of NGOs do that for your cause or in general the geographic. So like this is one example where a Mumbai-based organization called Project Mumbai, they did this initiative called Hamara Station, Hamari Shan. They partnered with the Mumbai Rail department, and they invited citizens to paint the walls in the local stations. And it has been a great success, and every year it happens. People come, people paint the walls, and everybody who is then doing this, first of all, they are experiencing joy of what do you say, making their public space more beautiful. They are potential volunteers to that host organization, and there's a lot of civic awareness and civic movement that happens through this activity. Another fun event activity that people do, people in NGOs, people in colleges, people in apartments, all of you come together, make sandwiches, and then distribute it, or maybe eat yourself as well. But the idea is to do the act of giving around that. So different people have done this. And I remember that in Mumbai, in Delhi, Seva Set is called Seva Sandwich. Students of IIM Raipur, they did Seva Dabeli. So they made dabeli and served it to the support staff in the IIM Raipur and IIT campus. So it's a good way of engaging people together and also creating awareness about the cause. So let's say an organization working on youth development. So you bring in volunteers, you bring in your youth, the youth you work with. Together, we all create sandwiches. We all make sandwiches and then distribute it. It's a fun activity, but also a good way to mobilize volunteers. Then community-driven giving, especially for organizations who are in rural areas, how can community be involved in acts of giving? So the picture that you see is from Badamba in Orissa. The whole village came together. They pulled in 1 rupee, 10 rupee to organize a village fair, which had different acts of giving, right from blood donation camp to having fun elements. So the whole village came together to do an act of giving. Similarly, awareness activities. If you have an issue that needs awareness, that needs sensitization, like the issue of homelessness, so Daan Utsav is a great way of doing that. This picture is from I'm not sure, but I think this is from Prestige College in Bengaluru, where an organization working with on the issue of the organization supporting specially able people. They wanted to do sensitization activity, and they did this. Uh, Fun-filled narrative building activity on what does being blind look like, and they have been doing a lot of such activities have been happening across the country. Likewise, this year there are NGOs who are celebrating it in quite unique ways, and just giving you some examples and also some opportunities that are available for people. So the broader theme is volunteering. The broader theme is fundraising, awareness campaigns, receivers becoming givers are the broader themes, and just some examples. So there's this organization in Lucknow called Lucknow Farmers Market. They work with farmers in and around rural areas around Lucknow. And so they are doing different campaigns to mobilize support. So adopt a farmer's field. So adopt a farmer's field, sponsor seeds, whatever resources that they need. Gift a sapling to a farmer, buy a day's harvest. They organize farmer story circles. So people come, they host an event in Lucknow. People come, they interact with farmers and hear their stories, and supporting women farmers. So they are organizing a bunch of activities centered around farmers. And the idea is how can they leverage, mobilize more support for uh, farmers. Another example that we are doing, Shiksha back in Chhattisgarh, is photo gift. We work with children from tribal communities. The interesting part is uh, tribal communities don't really have family photographs or anything. The idea of family photographs is not there. I mean, and also a lot of children we work with are affected by conflict. So either parents are dead or single parent children, so they have not seen their family. So what we do is we click the family photograph in selected villages every year. Then we frame it and then we gift it them back. Now, although it's a very simple activity, but it's a very powerful experience for the families. It's somehow, I mean, for them it's also about a lot of dignity having their family photographs in their homes. So this is something that we are trying. This is something that a group of other volunteers have tried in Maharashtra. Uh, some opportunities, Mumbai Metro and Mumbai Maha Metro, if I'm correct. There are spaces open to set up stalls for NGOs. They can do interactive workshops. There's a Google form which has to be floated, and it's first come, first serve. We'll be sharing that as after the mail, we'll be sharing all this information. Delhi Metro, there is Daan Utsav booth. The metro, you can set up your booth on the metro station. You can do collection drives in metro apartments. You can set up Daan Utsav booth at Indian Oil petrol pumps. So Indian Oil, as part of their act of giving, their celebration, they're inviting NGOs to set up booths uh, to fundraise, to create awareness. Standard Chartered, we all know, Standard Chartered Bank, they have opened their offices during the week to for inviting NGOs to set up a stall. So if you have a Standard Chartered office near you, There is an email ID on the slide. We'll be sharing that detail. You can reach out to them and see. I mean, I think Standard Chartered has good pool of people who can donate. So yeah. Similarly, in for people in Bengaluru, I mean, today is the last day actually. For people in Bengaluru, MG Road metro station. I mean, you can set up a Daan Utsav booth on the at the MG Road metro station on 4th and 5th of October only. So different organizations are there who are celebrating. There are people who are hosting NGOs to put up to showcase their work. If anybody is interested in doing crowdfunding, Give organizes a campaign called 100 Heroes campaign, where during the week, whatever you raised is matched with lots of prizes and awards. So, I mean, I have been doing that for the last 2 years, and whatever we raise, we get some additional as well. Last year, we got 15,000 rupees as additional prize. Before that, we got 2.25 lakhs. So yeah, so leveraging crowdfunding. There are other crowdfunding platforms who they'll also be doing something, but this is something that is already announced. Some ideas that I mean, uh, so there is no blueprint of how you celebrate the festival. You do it entirely by your own, but based on past experiences, some ideas that we could suggest you and to just trigger some ideas for you. So stakeholders doing acts of giving and donors matching them. I mean, what if your stakeholders, what if you're working with youth, what if your community youth is doing an act of giving and you invite your donors to match them? Celebrate your donors and supporters during the week, just expressing thank you, sending them gratitude notes, maybe handmade greeting cards. If you have corporate partners, if you have CSR partners, inviting them to volunteer or engage or organize opportunities for them to talk to uh, your community, to your beneficiaries. Uh, Pitching a simple idea to the government. If you have an idea that is simple, replicable, reach out to the local administration. If they like it, they would be doing it for the entire district or entire block, whatever. I mean, we pitched the idea of Daan Utsav to the Chhattisgarh Education Department, and every year they send a common uh, letter that this is Daan Utsav is happening. There are a few ideas you can celebrate in your schools. So schools across Chhattisgarh have been celebrating. Not everybody has done it, but that people have picked up and did it. The government at least helped us in reaching out. This is something that you can definitely try, inviting people to donate contacts. So if you have an existing donor, do a campaign, donate a contact, invite them to nominate two people. Some other ideas: host an event in the community, something that they have not seen, maybe a magic show or laser show, putting your merchandise on sale, hosting virtual events. So if you want to do awareness, you can do virtual events, you can do knowledge sharing sessions, which can be also charged as a fundraising. I know an organization in Madhya Pradesh which does uh, some I mean, for them, a life coach does workshops, and that workshop has some fees on a sliding scale from zero to some amount, and whatever comes goes to that NGO. So if you know somebody, go for it. Thank you campaigns, downloads of pledges, for organizations who are not in cities, organizing virtual visits to your site locations could be one way of uh, engaging with potential donors, potential volunteers. This is the last part of the presentation. And then I'll ask the Humi team to share if what they are going to do. I mean, just from an idea point of view. So a lot of because millions of people do acts of giving during the week. So crowdfunding is something that has been huge during the week. I mean, if I can share my personal example, we raise some amount from crowdfunding throughout the year. Last year we raised around 53 lakhs. Before that, we raised around 54 lakhs. And out of that, during the week, we raise around 8 to 10 lakhs every year. So first time it was small, some 15, 20,000, and then consistently over the years we have been doing. So a lot of giving happens during that week, and we have taken that as an opportunity to reach out to new donors, to new volunteers. So crowdfunding is something that has been uh, uh, good opportunity. But obviously, if you're doing it for the first time, you might not get all the success, but it's a good strategy. So usually, what do organizations do? I mean, there's a strong campaign. There's an appeal, emotional, data-backed appeal. There are visuals, there are videos that you create a campaign and have these kind of content. Then throughout the week, you share different types of appeals on social media, on WhatsApp, on emails. And these appeal could be a mix of all these four types of content. I mean, one is a very logical appeal. There are 2 million children suffering from malnutrition. Donate this amount, X amount. There's an emotional appeal. A mother is unable to feed her hungry child and your donation can help. There's an ethical appeal. I mean, all your donations will be tax free or you'll be getting 50% tax benefit and all that. And the last one is creating that sense of urgency. Today is day one, today is the second last day, today is the last day. We have raised this much, we need this much, you have supported 500 children, we need to get support for 200 children more. So so throughout the week, organizations on a daily basis create different kinds of content and put it across different channels, social media, WhatsApp, emailers, and try to raise funds. One interesting thing that happens because of that is, other than monies, is basically you build network, and a lot of organizations leverage that network as well. So just a minute. I'm sorry. So people have come up with creative ways of building a network during the week. So something as simple as doing a signature campaign. So if there is a cause that you believe in, if you want people to pledge around that and mobilize network, so it's a good way. You do a signature campaign, you do a pledge campaign, people sign up for that pledge, and all those people who are now associated with your cause by signing or by pledging are your potential volunteers. You engage with them throughout the year and build a relationship with them. Another example is collaborating with uh, other people who have a good footfall, for example, restaurants or colleges. You partner with a college, you partner with a restaurant or a grocery store. So uh, I can share one example that we have been doing at Shiksha is we last year we partnered with a chain of restaurant in Raipur, and the idea was very simple. When you order a food in you order your food in a restaurant, you have around 10 to 15 minutes of waiting time. Now what will the customer do during that time? They can talk to people, but all tells. So what we did was, along with the menu, we attached a coloring sheet that is an illustration of Bastar, the place where we work, a tribe, the illustration of tribal culture, tribal festival, and all that, and put up a crayons box. Now people are coloring that sheet, they're having conversation, they're having fun. On the other side of that coloring sheet is all the information about Shiksharth and a QR code. So a very creative way for inviting people to experience your cause and also to sign up for your cause. So partnering with restaurant, there could be other things as well. I mean, a restaurant or a hotel could say that this is my signature dish during the week, and whatever sale happens on this dish, 10% or 5% will go for a charity. So this could be done. So you, if you know a restaurant, if you know a space, if you know a institution that has a lot of public footfalls, feel free to reach out to them. It's a great opportunity to build a network. Not every time money will come in directly, but building a network is a great way. Setting up a booth, we talked about it. Find a place, set up your booth, and just get people to sign up for your cause, get people to volunteer for your cause. And if you know a celebrity, a local celebrity, anybody who has a following of more than 10,000 people is a potential influencer. And if they can share about your work, if they can share about your narrative, if they can share a reel or a video, that is great. And if you know somebody in your network, don't hesitate from leveraging that. Don't hesitate from asking them for help. It is going to be their way of giving for your cause. Yeah, that's it. Happy to answer any questions. But before that, I would invite Bhumi team, Doc and Suchitra, if you would like to share any plans that you have, because yours is not added in the presentation.